Namaskaram. The story and its learning from Katha Upanishad of Krishna Yajurveda. Nachiketa and the doorway to eternity. In an age when sages walked the earth and truth was sought more than comfort, there lived a young boy named Nachiketa. Though tender in age, his mind was sharp and his heart pure. Questions about life, duty, and the unseen world stirred within him like gentle waves upon a silent lake. His father, Vajasravas, was a learned sage known for performing sacred sacrifices. One day he resolved to conduct a great Vishwajit Yajna, a ritual that demanded complete renunciation of worldly possessions. It was meant to be an act of total surrender, an offering made with sincerity and commitment. Nachiketa assisted his father with devotion. He arranged the offerings, tended the sacred fire, and observed every step of the ceremony. Yet, as the ritual progressed, a quiet sorrow entered his heart. He noticed that the cows being offered were no longer strong or useful. They were old, frail, and near the end of their lives. They were a liability for the receiver. Nachiketa reflected silently. A sacrifice that gives only what is unwanted cannot touch the divine. Moved by the honesty rather than rebellion, he approached his father gently and asked, "Father, to whom will you give me?" Vajasrava, preoccupied, did not respond. Nachiketa repeated his question, but very softly. When he asked the third time, his father, irritated and distracted, spoke harshly without thought. "I give you to Yama, the Lord of Death." The words fell like thunder, yet Nachiketa did not tremble. He accepted them as a sacred command, for in those days a father's word was law. Instead of fear, a strange calm filled his heart. If I must go to Yama, he thought, then I shall learn the truth that even death guards. And so the boy set forth alone towards the realm of Yama. Nachiketa reached the silent gates of Yama's abode, but the Lord of Death was away. Without complaint, without impatience, the boy waited. 3 days passed. He neither ate nor drank. He neither slept nor moved. His body waited, but his spirit remained alert. When Yama finally returned, he was struck by the sight of a young child sitting with serene dignity at his door. Yama felt remorse. "O noble child," he said, "you have waited here 3 days without welcome. A guest is sacred in my realm. To atone for this, I grant you 3 boons." Nachiketa chose wisely. For his first boon, he asked that his father's anger be dissolved and that he be received with love. Yama granted it gladly. For the second boon, he requested knowledge of the sacred fire ritual that leads to heavenly realms. Yama taught him every detail, and Nachiketa learned with perfect clarity. Then came the third boon. Nachiketa spoke with steady courage. "O Yama, tell me what happens after death. Does the soul exist beyond the body? Teach me the truth of immortality." Yama hesitated. "This knowledge is subtle," he said. "Even gods struggle to understand it. Ask instead for wealth, long life, or power. I will give you anything." But Nachiketa replied, "All these fade away with time. Wealth crumbles, power passes, even long life ends. But the truth of the soul alone is eternal. That alone I seek." Yama saw that the boy could not be tempted. He saw no fear, only purity, no desire, only wisdom. And so he began to teach. Yama spoke of the soul as unborn and undying. He said the body is only a vessel, changing as garments change. Birth and death belong to the body, not to the soul. The soul, he taught, is beyond fire, beyond water, beyond blade and wind. It cannot be cut, burnt, drowned, or destroyed. It exists before time and beyond time. He explained that those who know this truth are freed from sorrow. They no longer cling to the passing pleasures. They no longer fear loss or death. They recognize the eternal within themselves. He spoke of Brahman, the infinite reality, and revealed that the soul and Brahman are not separate. Liberation, he said, is not reached by ritual alone, nor by learning alone, but by realization. Nachiketa listened as one who had waited many lifetimes to hear these words. When the teaching ended, Nachiketa bowed in reverence. His fear had vanished. His questions had dissolved into understanding. He returned to the world not merely as a boy, but as a bearer of the eternal wisdom. His father welcomed him with tears of joy. Nachiketa shared the knowledge he had received, and wherever his words reached, hearts were stirred and minds awakened. Thus, the Katha Upanishad preserved this dialogue not as a tale of death, but as a hymn to immortality. The moral of the story is true wisdom is greater than wealth, truth is greater than longevity, and self-realization is greater than all worldly achievements. It reminds us that death is not an end, but a doorway, and that the soul in its essence is eternal. The one who seeks comfort remains bound. The one who seeks truth becomes free. Nachiketa's journey is not merely a child's story. It is humanity's timeless quest for the knowledge of the self. Narayana, Narayana.